We must leave that place of talking into the space of doing.
Nurses are paying through their nose, and you are telling them after training they can't migrate. I will not be part of those who will give soft landing to these guys who are running the affairs of this country.
People are dying every day. In an hour, people just go in and come out and read out stories to us. Come on, Kofi.
We must step beyond the talk. We have the analysis.
Join us as we dissect the headlines, bring you exclusive interviews, and dive deep into the heart of the matter. The big conversations live here.
Join Kofi Bartels on the Morning Crossfire, weekdays 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. only on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Live from the heart of Victoria Island, you're listening to your number one station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, welcome back. The controversy with Nigeria's justice system, our topic this morning. Of course, nothing new, if you ask me, but the revelations in the book, Nigeria's criminal justice system, have been heard loud and wide, far and wide. The reverberations far and wide. We have a guest. Our guest is trying to get one or two together. Are you there, sir? Can you hear me, please? Okay, all right. Guess is anyway. My name is Kofi Bartels. Festus Ogwuche is a constitutional lawyer. He joins us this morning as we look at the controversy with Nigeria's justice system. Let me call it that. Chief, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, we had some of your conversation at the background there.
Yes,
sorry about it. Okay.
My daughter.
Oh, fantastic. Regards to the family. Okay, so Lagos. Today, as I said earlier, we're shining a spotlight on the state of the country's justice system. There have been reports about disturbing trends within the country's criminal justice system, or the justice system, generally speaking, especially. And how that further poses, serious questions about the balance between maintaining order and upholding the constitutional rights of our citizens. The case of Dele Farotimi just reminds us a bit of that, which we've been talking about for years. I have, like I said, constitutional lawyer Festus who joins me live from the city of Port Harcourt. Chief, good morning to you, sir. Yeah, I'm not just a lawyer, but you're a capped chief. You have a chieftaincy title. From your homeland in Kogi State, if I'm not mistaken.
Igala land.
Yes, in Igala land. Igala land cuts across Kogi and Benue states. Am I correct?
Igala land cuts across more than 10 states of the Federation, but then the subdivisions by way of state creation have scattered Igala people across different parts. There are states, parts of Anambra State, Enugu State, Benue State, Ebonyi, Nasarawa, the Federal Capital Territory. It's a large kingdom.
All right. Maybe they should have been an Igala state. Before I talk about Dele Farotimi, your former governor, he's been sent back to prison. He's been sent to prison actually, to be there pending the hearing of his bail application, which was refused because the trial judge Justice Mirananeni said that it was premature. When the application was made, he was not in court. He was nowhere to be found. What do you think of that?
Well, from the aspect of the story I gathered, I think the application was filed ever before he was arraigned.
Yes.
That was why the judge declined to grant it. It was filed a week or thereabout.
November 22.
When he had not been arraigned. And it shows that it is not before the court. The court, that's the premature effect of that application. If not, it should have been considered, and if all the parties have been served. That's the reason the judge gave for his refusal, which is proper and in accordance with the law, because the application can only lie after he had been arraigned and he had taken his plea, guilty or not guilty. And it's after that that such application ought to have been filed. I know what the lawyers did was essentially to ensure that he doesn't get remanded in prison custody, but by so doing and the manner they went about it, they put him in the spotlight to have to be remanded, and that's what the court did. That's what the judge did.
Okay, he is to be in prison custody on remand till January next year. Is there a possibility that his lawyers can file a fresh bail application before the court proceeds on on the Christmas and New Year holidays?
Yes, the possibility is there. It's just the same bail application. I know they have the template in their system. All they have to do is to insert a new date for it, the date of the application, and have it filed in court and probably apply to the judge, maybe by way of writing or by way of motion, to abridge the time so that the bail application can be heard before the date adjourned by the court.
All right. Thank you very much, Chief. Let's go straight to Farotimi's book, Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System. I don't know if you've read a copy. I'm still yet to read the full book. I've seen excerpts. But when you hear the title of such a book, Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System, what's your interpretation of such a title?
Well, the initial impression you get as a lawyer when you see a book with such title is that maybe it's giving a description of the Nigeria's criminal justice system, the court system, the statutes, the institutions concerned with criminal justice, the police, the EFCC, the anti-corruption agencies, and the National Human Rights Commission, and those. That's essentially what means either the legal or the institutional framework for criminal justice, and a description of how it works, the jurisdiction of the courts, the federal high court vis-a-vis the state high court, the magistrate courts, and the procedure of arraignment, the operation of the criminal justice laws, the penal code, the criminal codes, and the administration of criminal justice act. That's what I think that the title suggests by its compendium of the content of what it shows. But then, if you go into the book, I just started reading some portions of it. You discover that it's a different kettle of fish altogether. It's a critique of the justice system, not just the criminal justice system alone.
Right. Okay.
It's a critique of the system itself, the entire system. They're coming from somebody who has been involved and somebody who has been involved and evolved with the system, and who has seen all the errors and all the inadequacies and flaws in the system.
Okay.
From, I would not say an objective perspective, because people are contending with the content, and they said some of the contents are defamatory, and some parts of it are very suggestive that people are exerting themselves in dispensing the wrong form of justice here and there.
So it's talking about the entire justice system and describing it as being criminal.
Something like that. Something like that.
All right.
But then he should have given it a title that will directly suggest what it's talking about. And so that the mind of the reader will be swayed from the framework, the institutions, the working, the procedures, the jurisdiction of the criminal justice system. Should have been something like the errors or the Nigerian criminal system, the failures, that kind of title.
All right. Interesting. So let's look at all that's happened so far. Some of the allegations, in the book, on persons whose names we will mention now, is Nigeria's justice system criminal, or has it been criminalized?
Criminal is not the word. It's not the appropriate word to use in this circumstance. We are talking about efficiency, effectiveness, potency. To suggest that an entire criminal system is, an entire judicial system or justice system is criminal, is taking it well above the ordinary. I would not have made prescription that the title will go the way it did. People have been writing a lot about the inadequacies of the Nigerian justice system, and they give it a title that's a little more amenable, something that's more acceptable.
Well, is it amenable, acceptable because of the feelings and sensibilities of people, or because of the truth?
No, that is not the. I'm talking about the word, the title, the Nigeria's criminal justice system. I will not attach criminality to the justice system. It's a failure, I agree. That suggests corruption. Corruption is criminal. Extortion is criminal. Manipulation is also criminal. Political interference is criminal.
Fantastic. Why do you have a problem with the word criminal if all these things are criminal?
With the word because it suggests something that's greater than what the author was trying to make out of it.
Okay.
He had good issues. He should have used a much more mild language, a much more, how do I put it now, elevating language to describe a whole justice system. Because in spite of the fact that there are errors, deep-seated injustice going on, travesties going on in the system, there are areas that are good. If you go to some courts, some federal high courts, state high courts, courts of appeal, Supreme Court, go on some good days and you find how justice is being dispensed in a very proper and excellent manner. You begin to admire it. So it's not that he cannot take on the whole entire justice system and say it's criminal.
All right. So let's talk about the good side. You talked about. I want to go a bit deeper because it's not enough to always look at the negatives. Let's look at the positives of the Nigerian justice system. And mind you, Barsa, I think you agree with me. The justice system is not just about the judiciary. We have the bar as well. We have judicial workers. In addition to the judicial officers, as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So let's talk about good side, good aspects. That you think it won't be right for someone to paint the entire justice system in Nigeria as being criminal. So what are the good aspects?
Yes. Well, if you want to look at it from the good side, you must get into the historical perspective of Nigeria's justice system, the judiciary. Even in the days of the military treated it with some bit of respect. From a far distance, the military was not interfering with what the judges were doing. The courts were very, very respectful and dignifying, and they understood the nobility of their work and what they are expected to do. There was integrity. In those days, Uganda was being run by the Nigerian judges. Some parts of the Caribbean, most parts of West Africa. It was recently that they disengaged from Gambia. A lot of these people, even the students, law students from Gambia, the majority of them were trained here in Nigeria. The former chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, Fatou Bensouda, studied at the University of Ife. A lot of people will be surprised to do that. A lot of Kenyan students, people from Cameroon. Nigeria's justice system was far, far ahead of a lot of systems, even in those ones in more advanced countries, in Europe. Because of the quality of the case law, the decisions, the consistency, the beauty and the elegance of the justice.
Well, Chief, it sounds like when they say the Nigerian police, when they go on international peacekeeping with United Nations, they are the best. That's what I'm hearing from you. Oh yeah, Nigerian judges are doing well in Uganda. They are doing well in Gambia. They are doing well in the Caribbean. We have Cameroonians, Kenyans, Ghanaians, and others come. Yeah. Okay, we heard it about the Nigerian police, but what do we have at home?
It's far different because even here in Nigeria, the justices, the judges, the courts are performing at optimal level. The best brains you can find in the jurist jurist system across the world are here in Nigeria. Oputa, Kayode Esho, Namani, Justice Namani, and Yagolu, the great minds. If you read their judgments, you'll be astounded at the quality and level of scholarship, the depth of scholarship.
You seem to mention names of judges who are either no longer with us or have retired.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So give us, I expect I would have wanted, I actually would like to hear, yes, you're giving those names of revered judicial legends, luminaries, if you want to call it that, who have come and gone. They've done their time in the at the bench. Are there others, emulating, in recent generations and even now?
That's why I started with recounting the glorious days of the judiciary. And like I told you when you posed that question initially, I said I'll come from the historical perspective. Mm-hmm. I'm afraid there are just very few of them that you can point hands at. I'm not quite very comfortable with the manner and the pattern the justice system is going on in this country. It has become a subject of ridicule to the extent that I find it difficult to accept certain of their decisions. I find it difficult to accept certain of their actions, to the extent that I understand justice. Justice is objective. Justice can also be subjective, but it depends on the perspective you are looking at it from. But there's a balance, there's a meeting point, there's a point of convergence. I will not point at anybody and say this person is above board, as it is now with the Nigeria's judicial system. I will not. I will be very, very worried because you never can tell what will happen at the end of the day.
So in other words, you're saying that the Nigerian justice system, let's call it that, is not where it used to be.
That's exactly the point I'm making. And that's the reason I say that for you to have a totality of what impression should be, you should have about the Nigeria's judicial system, you must take it from the historical perspective. I'll give you an instance. Take a copy of in 1972, 73, up till the 80s, up to the early 90s, judgments of the Supreme Court. They are there in the law reports compared to the recent judgments of the same subject matter. Let's not even talk about political cases and election petitions. The standards have fallen greatly, and I know it's not that the judges or the justices do not have the requisite knowledge and expertise to dispense justice in accordance with the law. By the time you go through half a page of the Supreme Court decision or the presidential elections petition in the recent election that was conducted last year, you discover that a lot of things happened. So much water passed under the bridge for jurists to sit down and begin to give out such decisions on evidence, on evaluation of evidence, on jurisprudence.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
There's a lot of influence going on. It's not the problem of the justices or the judges. It's not the creation of the court itself. It's simply that the Constitution gives some bit of leeway and subterfuge for the political elites to dabble and interfere in judicial affairs. It's not strange anyway, but it's simply that also that it's our political character to be desperate.
Okay. Chief, when you say that the political elites are now able to dabble in judicial affairs, what do you mean?
I mean that the structure created by the Constitution for the existence and operation of the judicial system is one that allows for that kind of interference. Before now, even under the military, a lot of them do not even know who the judges are, who the justices are. They are reserved in the manner that they should be, in accordance with the traditions of the profession, in accordance with the profession, the ethics of judges, in accordance with the role of lawyers within the dispensation of a democratic system as ours. There's so much interference, political interference in judicial affairs by governors, by senators, by the president, and all that. And it's a creation of the Constitution because it's the Constitution that allows them, that prescribes that before a judge is appointed, the governor must recommend to the NJC. So the governor has a pool from where he can make his choice. And in making that choice, he panders to the interests of the political party. Appointments of judges have now become a matter of privileges that are called with political patronage, so to speak. And at the end of the day, people that are not supposed or meant to be in judicial positions are appointed.
All right.
I think I've made that point.
All right. Interesting. We want to throw the lines open. We'll take a couple of calls before we go on our first set of commercials. Sorry for the interruption earlier. 0201-277-0993, 0201-277-0993, and we have 0201-465-7190, 0201-465-7190. Let's remind you, Nigeria's according to FIJ, they put up some story recently or earlier. The index, the 2024 Human Rights and Rule of Law Index ranked Nigeria 120 out of 140 countries. And all these things about human rights has to do with the judiciary. So if you're ranked 120 out of 140.
As the years they go, we dey work for dough. Some days we fast, some days we slow. Many highs and lows, but we carry go. Nothing go stop our doing so. Now the night just spirit, yes we move. With family, there's love at home. We know say Christmas, it don't come over. Blow the trumpet, in parampe.
Hello, go, go, go. Everywhere you go, go, go. Everybody go, lo, lo, lo. We go enjoy, we go to celebrate.
Disconnect from distractions. Go make a difference this season. Merry Christmas from MTN.
As the years they go, we dey work for dough. Some days we fast, some days we slow. Many highs and lows, but we carry go. Nothing go stop our doing so. Now the night just spirit, yes we move. With family, there's love at home. We know say Christmas, it don't come over. Blow the trumpet, in parampe.
Hello, go, go, go. Everywhere you go, go, go. Everybody go, lo, lo, lo. We go enjoy, we go to celebrate.
Celebrate.
Say yellow, yellow Christmas, so we celebrate. When you hear the bell, do everybody celebrate. We say yellow, yellow Christmas, so we celebrate. We do it anyway, any place.
Disconnect from distractions. Go make a difference this season. Merry Christmas from MTN.
25 naira for one share. Plus for every 6 share I hold, I get one jara.
What you they do?
I dey count how many shares I fit get from over 5 billion shares. We FBN Holdings, they give people who don't already get shares with them. Them get chance to buy more for 25 naira. Baby, this one means say if you don't already get shares for FBN Holdings, you fit get one jara share on top of every 6 where you don't get before. No let this one pass you. Make you yourself collect your own share of tomorrow with FBN Holdings right issue. This offer go last from 4th November to 12th December 2024. Waka go your stockbroker place or any First Bank branch or visit www.fbnholdings.com to collect your share. You fit also buy share directly from First Mobile Banking app. FBN Holdings. Collect your own share of tomorrow.
Well man and well woman.
Are you tired and run down? Well man and well woman from Vitabiotics UK provide your one-a-day capsules with all the benefits for healthy living.
Wellman has been specially developed for men to maintain general health and vitality.
Well Woman is a blend of minerals and vitamins at optimal levels, specifically designed for busy modern women.
Make a healthy change today with Wellman and Well Woman. Available in all good pharmacies nationwide.
Health and vitality.
Ladies and gentlemen, the party you've been waiting for is back. The Life's a Beach Party, the official Dirty December beach party, featuring amazing music performances by Ayo Fola, Fido, and also featuring top Nigerian creators. Come and experience Beach Olympics, fashion competitions, and water sports. Life's a Beach Party will take place December the 14th, 2024. Time is 5 p.m. at the Voda Beach Club in Legoshi, Lekki, Lagos. Hurry and register for free at www.teasersparty.com. Life's a Beach is brought to you by Teaser Sparkling Drink. Life's a Beach. Live it up.
Pocari Sweat. My ions, please, can't get enough. My ions, please, give it to me now, now. Pocari Sweat. It go rehydrate you, yeah. Replenish your ions with Pocari Sweat. Rehydrate you faster, easy we observe. Pocari Sweat. Give me some more.
Are you ready for a Christmas celebration like no other? Join us at the Afro Gospel Christmas Rave for an evening of electrifying mix of Afrobeat music, soul-stirring performances, and an atmosphere of joy and praise. Featuring Prince Emmanuel, Spirit of Prophecy, and Endless Ocean, Great Man Takit, Pastor Boju Oyemade, aka DJ Pope, and other ministers. With a powerful spoken word delivered by Ibiquake, this concert promises to be one-of-a-kind experience. Date, Saturday 14th December 2024. Time, 4 p.m. Venue, The Covenant Temple, Chisco Bus Stop, Lekki behind Enyo Fuel Station, 4th Roundabout. Admission is free. Register at bit.ly/Afro Gospel Christmas Concert. This event is powered by The Covenant Nation.
Hey! That time of the year don't reach again, oh! Glow Festival of Joy promo don't land gidigba. And we dey make them happen heavy with bracket prices. Here am now, 5 tier over Toyota Prados, 5 Chacha Kia Picantos. No be smart, you know. It go even heavy vaso. Sake of say 15 keke napep still there for win. Plus 150 generators, 200 sewing machines, and 300 grinding machines. Ah, you see the wait? Make yourself be one of the lucky winners in the Glow Festival of Joy promo. Just dial *611#. Choose your prize and recharge now with Shinkly money. Where small reach 1,000 naira, go reach 100,000 naira. Make you forget better chance to win Ogwuche prizes from Glow. Promo go start from October 1 till the end of January 2025. Glow Festival of Joy promo. Get carry go stamp by the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, and the National Lottery Regulatory Commission, NLRC. Terms and conditions there.
Unlimited.
The question is not why South Africa. The real question is how you South Africa. How you'll come across 1,000 tongues that all speak in one voice. Welcome. How you can wake up with one foot firmly planted in the Indian Ocean and the other in the Atlantic Ocean. How diamonds and couture are but a stone's throw away from the safari. How your tongue will visit 1 million destinations on one plate. How your feet will sway in djembe, your torso in amapiano, and your mind in bliss. How crystal clear rivers flow in the day and crystal flows in the night. Whoa. We know this because this is how we South Africa every single day. And this is why we invite you to South Africa with us. So come see, touch, taste and feel South Africa. Come journey with us. Visit www.southafrica.net and see for yourself.
Africa's home of creators, Cloud Africa, presents to you from the streets of Nigeria to the whole wide world. It's the Cloud Talk Concert, Trench Talk Festival. Featuring the incredible DJ YK Mule. His music to the world by storm. It's Cash Common. Also featuring Ladies Man Sade. And the king of the streets, Badman Nico. Cloud Talk Concert, Trench Talk Festival is taking place on the 17th of December 2024 at the Balmoral Convention Center, VI. Time 5 p.m. Get your free tickets now at cloudstalkconcerts.com. This event is proudly brought to you by Action Bitters. Cloud Talk Concert. Talk just got lit.
Any platform can help you save. But when it comes to investing, you need a partner that you can trust and is committed to helping you achieve your goals. A partner with a global footprint, diversified investment options, and great returns that help you grow. You need RiseVest. RiseVest is your partner for dollar investments like U.S. stocks, U.S. real estate, fixed income, and Naira Savings Vault. Invest with RiseVest to earn interest between 8 to 15% in dollars and up to 25% in Naira. Download the RiseVest app or visit www.risevest.com to start investing. Rise. Investments that help you grow.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Live from the heart of Victoria Island, you're listening to your number one station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, welcome back. Still the Morning Crossfire right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're still talking about the controversy with the Nigerian justice system, or should I say controversies, because there are lots of controversies. A book written by Dele Farotimi titled Nigeria's Criminal Justice System. I guess this morning, as he's started reading his copy, he feels maybe the title of the book may not aptly describe what the book said, but that he feels, yes, indeed, there are acts that may amount to criminal acts like bribery, like corruption and others in the justice system in the country, but the entire justice system is not criminal. And he feels that probably a better word could be used. I don't know if you like the word flaw. But anyway, our guest is Chief Festus Ogwuche, is a lawyer, constitutional lawyer, joining us live from his base in Port Harcourt, River State. Your calls are welcome. The numbers usually advertised. Before I pick the first call, sir, let's drive straight to the issue of defamation and whether it's criminal or not criminal. I've read that of the 36 states in the country, Lagos and Edo states are the only states which have decriminalized defamation. So what's your take on that and the conversation around the defamation and whether it should be a criminal matter?
Well, yes, are you there?
Yes, loud and clear.
Oh, okay. You know, one time the President of the Senate suggested to the Chief Justice of the Federation on punishing lawyers who make pronouncements on cases that are pending in courts. You know, and he made that suggestion out of the good heart that he has to ensure that their sanity and judges are not influenced by the comments made by lawyers or by other persons extraneously. It was later we discovered then that particular phrase, sub judice, has since been abrogated in England. We have the privilege of an English heritage, common law system, and some of these things are already dead. And we went through the books and discovered that the law book for lawyers, the law regulating the legal profession only restricts people, parties, counsels, or lawyers who are in cases pending before judges, and particularly in criminal cases, from making pronouncements on it. And nothing stops any lawyer from talking about it, or anybody for that matter, simply for the reason that the matter is pending. It's the same thing with this thing about defamation. All across the world, the defamation has been criminalized. Before now, you can, the victim of a defamation, of a defamatory statement, can have recourse to both civil and criminal law. You know, but the advent of human rights law, the advent of human rights, or the human rights order, particularly the Universal Declaration of Rights, the human rights of the United Nations, the covenants on civil and political rights, and all the other covenants surrounding the United Nations human rights system, including our African Charter on Human and People's Rights, have abrogated that aspect of the criminality of defamation. Defamation is not a crime anymore. And it's not that the states have to expunge it from their statute books before you can say that it is decriminalized. But the fact that it is still there intact in the statute books does not make it potent. They make reference to the states and maybe some of the case laws of Nigeria. There's a case law of the Supreme Court that forbids defamation being looked at as or being attached with a criminal culpability or reliability. The African Court of Human and People's Rights is one continental court, regional court that takes care, which jurisprudence covers every aspect of the continent. In spite of the fact that we have this disrespectful stance of some governments, including the Nigerian government, towards the decisions of that court, towards the jurisprudence of that court, it does not mean that the country is not bound by its decisions. It fired the first flavor, salvo in decriminalizing defamation within the continent, and which a lot of countries have followed and they have brought their statute books in conformity with the decision of that court. A series of decisions of that court. I think there's one, Lohe and Nate. There's one between the journalists in Gambia against the Republic of Gambia. And the court was very straightforward about it. That, look, if you have anything relating to defamation in your criminal books, in your statutes, criminal statutes, your penal code, your criminal code, you expunge it. If you cannot expunge it, bring your criminal laws in conformity with the decisions of the court. Nigeria is bound by those judgments. There was also the judgment of the ECOWAS Community Court of Justice that was even last year, and they castigated this other country. I can't remember whether it's Sierra Leone or Senegal for charging a journalist for defamation. You see, human rights legal order, they supersede the ordinary civil and any other rights that exists within a municipality like Nigeria. Once a human rights matter comes into a matter, it dislodges it.
All right. Chief.
So Nigeria is bound by those judgments.
But do these judgments, which are delivered by supranational, should I say, or international courts, these judgments, do they override local laws of Lagos State, laws of River State?
The countries are signatory to it. Any country that is signatory to the African Charter of Human and People's Rights, any country that has signatory to the protocol establishing that court is bound, in spite of the fact that Nigeria has not allowed its citizens direct access to that court, which itself is a fundamental rights violation. The country is bound by the judgments of that court. Right. It's a treaty that they entered, which they must be bound, particularly when it has to do with human rights.
Okay. All right, Chief, stay with me while we take the first call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Oga Sheriff.
Kofi Bartels here. You're Pastor Ladipo. How are you?
Kofi Bartels,
Quickly, your contribution.
Yes, this is Pastor Ladipo. I'm calling from Orile Gom.
Welcome.
I want to ask your guest. He mentioned some great men, and I want to ask him, can we still have justices like the likes of Justice Chukwudifu Oputa and the likes that he mentioned? What really went wrong? At what point this our justice system begins to decline? At what point? Because there was a time Nigeria judges are held in high esteem. So my question to him is, at what point did we decline, and what can be done to remedy the situation?
Thank you very much for your time, and you've taken the last question out of my mouth. Sir, in answering that question, there's a story that you've told me a couple of times about the military days when a judge, I think it was a military administrator or the head of state, could not see a particular judge for days because he and all that. Please go on and answer the question.
Yes, let me recount the story to you again. We discussed elaborately about it.
Yeah.
My colleague and in Chambers, Dr. Jumbo, he was a clerk and a private secretary to one judge. And Anthony was then governor of River State, and he came to see the judge on a private matter. And they had to wait until the judge writing. He was the governor, military governor then. He has to wait. And having come, the judge came, seeing him for the first time. He didn't even know him or recognize it. It was after every other person had gone to see the judge following the queue they came with, and that he came in and introduced himself. Everybody knew that it was the military governor. So at that time there was quite some distance between the authorities, the people running the system, and the judicial system. Judges were not just readily available, just like a local government chairman could invite all the judges in Ekiti State, and all of them will be running helter-skelter to that place just to pander to the whims and caprices and massage the ego of politicians. Now, she asked a very good question. At what point did we begin to experience this decline? In the military days, the judicial system was held in the highest esteem. It is ironical, though, because you expected that the military will begin to tamper with the judges, with the judiciary, with the instruments of adjudication, with the way things are done. But even within that military era, you discover that there was more activism within the judicial bench than we have now. Because they can, Abacha against Farotimi, for instance, that was at the highest point of Farotimi's advocacy for good governance, for social justice. They all succeeded. A lot of decisions of the Supreme Court that time were totally antagonistic to the military establishment. Ogwuche against Governor of Lagos State, where the Honorable Justice Chukwudifo Puta gave his word and described the Governor of Lagos State as somebody who is imbued with executive recklessness. They took the government to the federal military government to the works. They took them to the cleaners. So that kind of activism that will condemn acts that impinge against social justice, impinge against the rule of law, impinge against good governance. You seldom see them. Then when the democratic system came, I think it was when these people came online and we started this democratic process that the political elites found it worthwhile, and they think it's not just only worthwhile but beneficial to the interest to begin now to see how they can manipulate the judicial system. The removal of Onogen was the highest point. The Honorable Justice Walter Onogen. It actually began with the frustrations and intimidation of the Honorable Justice Ayo Salami, former president of the Court of Appeal. Then the interference now came in. And now you see all manner of characters and people and ministers and all that, acting as if they have the judiciary in their pocket.
Okay, so I think that a lot of people in this country sort of, I won't say ignore, but the happenings in state judiciaries across the country sort of goes under the radar. There's a lot going on in state judiciaries that at a point will balloon into the national limelight when this thing becomes bigger than what can be contained in one state. What do you think is the way forward? Is it about appointment? Is it about enforcing or strengthening the National Judicial Commission or National Judicial Council? Is it about unbundling the entire judiciary and starting all over again? What's the way forward?
Now, I pointed initially to the provisions of the Constitution and how its provisions had affected the judicial system very badly. It is not strange to have this intermarriage between the judiciary and the executive, where the executive can do things like appointments and all that. It's like that, even in the United States of America. But we have very peculiar circumstances. Having found ourselves in this type of quagmire where the judicial system is lost in the whirlwind of its own fate, something drastic has to be done. I think the judiciary has to be a self-regulating institution. Self-regulated in terms that the Nigerian Bar Association is there to pick out the good and credible lawyers that should be ascended to the bench. The Nigerian Bar Association is there to discipline the judges in collaboration with the National Judicial Council. Recommendations for positions of judicial officers should not come from the governor or from the president. I think there must be a sort of insulation, total complete insulation, not just in President Buhari's executive order in saying that the head of the judiciary should collect the money. You talked about the underpinnings and the things going on in the state judicial system. A lot is going on. So much we do not know about. And we are also looking at a situation where we can suggest a siege. There's a total siege on the judiciary. If you go to any state, the judiciary is always regarded as an appendage of government house. There is what that direct them, and they never lose cases for them. People's lives, people's rights are being violated, and the justice system is always there to serve the interests of the elites. Which is very, very, very wrong.
All right.
So it must be a severance from, in terms of financial autonomy, severance in terms of administrative autonomy, appointment, discipline, and not just relying on the agency, because we have seen in the Ayo Salami case and the Justice Walter Onogen case that the Nigerian National Judicial Council is capable of having its arms twisted so to speak. So there's no guarantee of protection for judges. And so they are left there openly in the whirlwind of whatever the political elite
All
decide.
right. Before we go, I mean, we need at least 3 hours to really exhaust this topic. 3 hours without any adverts. Where should the line be drawn? In just 1 minute, please. Where should the line be drawn when you have such information or such views in making such accusations or allegations?
There are several ways of approaching it. Dele Farotimi is an author, but I think this manner of subjugating him is not appropriate. It doesn't help in developing scholarship. We are here talking about the problems with the judiciary, and people write about it. Even if it's offensive to you, all you do is to write your own book as well as response. If you think that what they have said about you is a lie. Because by going the way of Dele Farotimi, a lot of issues now begin to be raked up. A lot of things that are underground, they will begin to be raked up, like the one about Babalola and what we are hearing from WikiLeaks. Nobody knows how true it is, but then it now opens a floodgate of controversy that will further sink the judicial system down to the drain.
All right. Do you see things improving anytime soon?
Not very soon, unless the provisions of the Constitution is amended. Unless, the democratic system is put in line with the traditions of constitutionalism. Unless we have free, fair, credible elections and judges will not just sit down to appoint political leaders and representatives and their own whims of capital.
We have to live with that. You're advocating for reforms, particularly for the bar to be given the authority and the power to determine who becomes a judge and so on and so forth, rather than the executive, be it at the federal or state level. Let's see if that can fly. That means that you are saying the politicians should basically take away the oxygen with which they breathe. Chief Festus Ogwuche, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you, bro.
All right. Let's go pay some bills, ladies and gentlemen.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Well man and well woman. Are you tired and run down? Well man and well woman from Vitabiotics UK provide your 1-a-day capsules with all the benefits for healthy living.
Wellman has been specially developed for men to maintain general health and vitality.
Well Woman is a blend of minerals and vitamins at optimal levels, specifically designed for busy modern women.
Make a healthy change today with Wellman and Well Woman. Available in all good pharmacies nationwide.
Health and vitality.
He done of trading himself. James, hello.
Susan, I beg. Say you the wine me.
For where? You who no longer depend solely on your salary.
So you people trade and don't carry us along in this office, Abby? Jerry, now you they talk like this. Who doesn't want an extra stream of income? But I'm still looking for better trading conditions, I beg. Fast execution of my trades and possibly an account where swap no go carry all my profits where I don't know. Guy, hfm.com.
For me, I wouldn't mind better spreads at all, and it won't be a bad idea to be able to make withdrawals in a flash.
All we want is transparency and great customer service. Guys.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's